Alright, so Jason and I went and picked up this totally rust-free 97 S10 with a 2.2 and a 5-speed. The motor is in shambles, as you can see from the bed. Apparently it dropped the valve, so it's part. We're going to take that 2.2 out and do other things with it. How do you like the truck, Jace?
Good.
Alright, still a little. We'll go around this way first, the best we can. Oh, we can't really see too much. And then we'll come around this way. So you can see, rust-free, paint's baked. The interior is pretty dirty. It's 207,000. Dash is all cracked up. Some tape here that needs to come off for whatever reason. And then the motor. So we're gonna get started pulling off some of the accessories, and then we might pull the head or something, I don't know. And then we're gonna lift this motor up out of here and make way for bigger and better things. Alright, so Jace is gonna pull off the accessory brackets real fast. Alright, so we got the front accessory bracket off for the alternator and power steering. We got the intake loose. We got the exhaust manifold loose. Now Jace is pulling the head off. All the bolts are already broke loose, so we don't have to worry about doing it in order. So he's going to finish pulling the head bolts out. We'll lift the head off, and we'll see if we can find any damage. I think the head's going to be good. I think the block's going to be good. Not really sure what's up with this thing, but we're going to find out. Alright, so Jess is going to tell you what we did today.
So we pulled the head and the intake and I don't know.
Yeah, so and front accessories. So we're learning, huh?
Yes.
Jay says anyways. So tomorrow we're gonna pull the motor mounts, and there's a couple of grounds and stuff in there. We're going to pull the tranny cross member, unhook the slave cylinder and stuff, and we're just going to pull the motor and transmission out together, and we'll make way for the new power plant, which is gonna be
LS.
Yeah, LS and probably a 5-speed like an MV 3500. What do you think?
Yeah.
And probably a Blazer 8.5er in. Just kind of throw it together. Maybe throw a 100 shot on it. Just have a little fun. Pretty good first truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got our trusty vacuum cleaner out, the Rigid, big boy. We're gonna get in here, we're gonna vacuum everything out, get underneath the seats and everything, make sure we're not gonna get poked by any kind of weird stuff that might be in here. And then we'll treat the carpets and the seats and everything. We're gonna just really clean this thing up. It's really gross on the inside, but we're not gonna film it all. We're just gonna do little clippies, and let's get to vacuuming this thing out. Sound good? Yeah? Okay. Alright, so Jason, Gabe got the S10 motor ready to pull pretty near. The motor mounts are, bolts are out, all the wiring's disconnected, and the only thing that's left is to pull the transmission cross member and the dry shaft, and it's ready to lift up out of there. Then we're going to take whatever else we need to get up out of here, power wash it so we can start cutting the frame and bashing in the firewall. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's getting close. We're gonna have it ready to clean up the firewall. Paint and everything's good in here, so you guys should be able to just kind of clean that up, and need to pull the computer and stuff. What do you guys think? We good?
Good.
Yep. Oh, we pulled the exhaust off of it too. Yeah, we need to paint the roof and the fender. Back of the paint's good. Somebody parked this thing underneath the carport. Yeah. All right, so we got the bumper and the extension pieces off. How was it?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. So basically, on each side for the bumper brackets, you're looking at 3/18 millimeters on each side that holds the bumper brackets on. Once you get that off, the fender extensions are 3 10mm nuts on either side, and then like 2 or 3 8mm screws on each side. So it only takes about 10 minutes to pull that off. Now we're ready for a roll pan. We got to get some little plastic clippy things. We'll paint them red and just push them in there to hide those hide those bolt holes. But yeah, cleaned it up some. I mean, it looks worse, but it will look better, and it'll save 35 pounds. 48 pounds, you think? 48 pounds, he says. So we're just gonna chug our way a little bit at a time. We're supposed to have somebody that wants these pieces, so if he comes and buys those, I'll pay for the roll pan. So taking things apart before we put them back together. All right, so we gotta get a bezel piece for that, but we got our cables on. They come with this whole bracket right here. These were actually in the back of the truck. I didn't even know they were back there, but found those, so those are free. So to change it, you want to leave the rod on this end of the piece, and then you take out these 2 bolts, which are T40s, I think. You pull the old one out. When you want to put the rod back on this side, and then the parts over on this side, you're going to kind of feed it through this way. But before you do, put a long zip tie on the end that goes to your tailgate handle, and that way there, when you feed it through, you have some long zip ties to kind of hold on to keep this handle from falling down in there while you're working with it. So it was a pain until I figured out that little trick. Put you some zip ties on here, have somebody push the rod in through here. You can hold this on here because that has to go first, and then once that's bolted in, you can just pop the rods in, and it should only take you about 5 minutes if you do it that way. So we got the engine and transmission out. The boys power washed the engine bay. We hit it with some purple power and then power washed it. We didn't agitate it or anything. We just sprayed it right back off. But it got 95% of it. After we do our modifications and stuff in here, we'll clean it up one last time, and then we'll paint it. But it looks pretty good. Jace, you want to shut that hood? Give you a little walk around of what we got. The hood's in red primer, or oxidized primer, or whatever it is. I don't know. There's some clear coat coming off on the roof and stuff, but it's pretty straight. We got the bumper off to do a roll pan. It's not too bad. Interior's kind of still dirty. We did clean it a little bit. You can't tell, but we did run the shampoo over it, but we kind of got it dirty again. Not that it cleaned up that good anyways. Probably get a new carpet, headliner, dash, seats. Probably redo the interior when we do the paint. But not too bad. They made a lot of progress, and now it's time for the fun stuff. We're gonna clearance the front cab member, even if we use a car pan, just because I want that extra room there. And a clearance for the AC low mount on the passenger side. and then we'll box those in, and we'll have to get a cross member. I think we got a lead on a 6-liter. Then we'll probably do like a turbo 350 with a reverse manual valve body and stall, and yeah, be a pretty nice little truck, I think. We're debating on an 8.8. I think we're just gonna run the stock rear end until it grenades itself, but it's gonna be pretty nice.